Good morning, one and all, from the second age of reason. We're here to have a little discussion because the presidential campaigns are underway, the primary elections, before the conventions, before the selections of who will be running. And one of the contenders is Bernie Sanders, running as the Democrat. He hasn't always been calling himself a Democrat. He has also been independent and socialist and whatever. But one of his contentions is that we need to have a political revolution. And I think he is right about that. However, I think if you're going to expect a political revolution to come from the Democrat Party, or the Republican Party for that matter, I think you're mistaken. Those are the status quo parties. There will be no revolution from them. So with that in mind, you can imagine how the primaries will shake out. They already kind of are. So, I'm not a Bernie bot, or I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Bernie or bust person either. So, I'm going to say that the system really cannot be reformed. It has to be redesigned from the ground up. And right now, the Bernie Sanders supporters have a euphoria. They have some energy. They have some momentum, although the other candidate is taking it away whenever he can. So, to those people, I'll encourage you, as long as Bernie's staying in the contention, here's what you need to know. Winning is not enough. Once you win, then what? Then the work begins. Things can get better, but them that want it worse will never give up. This is your struggle. You can't sit by and say, we're done. I see it as plain as day, and the really tricky part is that the opposition will try to co-opt your revolution. And if unsuccessful, they will try to smear it and subvert it. This is the challenge of vigilance and virtue. When you see that the press is goading Bernie into saying something rash or trash, that is exactly it. Bernie is phenomenal at staying on track, at maintaining his composure and manners. Supporters of Bernie need to be on guard as well, because if Bernie holds up, they'll go after the underlings next. Stay strong and resolute. But even after, if Bernie were to win the presidency, your revolution is not over at that point. At that point, it's just beginning. So, you'll have to stay in touch. You'll have to be on your guard for provocateurs, for counter-revolution forces that will be infiltrating, because it's going to come. More realistically, it looks as though the other candidate will eventually usurp him and pass him up and get the nomination. And the thing to do is not to lose heart and not say, oh, I'm going to vote for her anyway because she's the lesser of the other evils. And you could do that, or some people are saying, let's write Bernie in. And I'm not sure how that fits in the scheme of things, if Bernie would go for being written in, and if that's a valid way to go. Staying home and not voting is the way you throw your vote away. I could see some might get angry and say, I'm going to vote for the Republican instead out of spite. And I wouldn't do that either. It's not about picking the winner of a horse race. It's about voting for who you want. So vote for who you want. I'm going to vote for Jill Stein, Green Party. She is as progressive or more progressive than Bernie Sanders, and she doesn't have to self-censor because of being a member of the party, and she doesn't have to self-censor because of corporate donations and other obligations. So I think then you'll get a more truthful, honest candidate. Now, can they get their agenda accomplished? Probably not. But one thing the presidency does give them is a bully pulpit to say where you want to take the country. And then it becomes a matter of, can the people be inspired? Can the people roll up their sleeves and get into what we have to do to fix things? And that might mean, maybe not in this election, but in the next ones for the congressional people, that maybe you need more Greens and Socialists in there to take that country in that direction if you wish. So that's where I want to leave it right now. And this is hopefully that maybe Bernie will win. Maybe California will come through. Maybe some of the other states will come through. Maybe something will happen at the convention. I don't know. I don't think it will, but I'm not a Democrat, so I don't really have anything in there. I did vote for Bernie in the primaries, and he did win in the state here of Wisconsin. So that, I thought that was a good piece of momentum for him, but I see that there are a lot of other things arraigned up against him. So we'll see where it goes. Until later, we'll be seeing you.